And this is Powell's journal. And Powell was a very elaborate, prolific writer. He knew how to write, to describe places and things. And these are the last two paragraphs of his journal. He did two trips down here, one in 1869, one in 1871. In 1871, he hiked out of Kanab Creek, finishing it, realizing he'd seen enough and he didn't need to continue on anymore. And he kept notes, but primarily he wrote this journal after the fact of being here. So not everything in this journal is in chronological order. He has he has Vasey's Paradise below Red Wall Cavern, little things like that, but he could write and he could describe. And it goes like this. The wonders of the Grand Canyon cannot be adequately represented in symbols of speech, nor by speech itself. The resources of the graphic art are taxed beyond their powers in attempting to portray its features. Language and illustration combined must fail. The elements that unite to make the Grand Canyon the most sublime spectacle in nature are multifarious and exceedingly diverse. The cyclopean forms which result from the sculpture of tempests through ages too long for man to compute are wrought into endless details. To describe which would be a task equal in magnitude to that of describing the stars of the heavens, or the multitudinous beauties of the forests with its traceries of foliage, presented by oak, pine, and poplar, by beech, linden, and hawthorn, by tulip, lily, and rose, by fern, moss, and lichen. Besides the elements of form, there are the elements of color. For here, the colors of the heavens are rivaled by the colors of the rocks. The rainbow is not more replete with hues. But form and color do not exhaust all the divine qualities of the Grand Canyon. It is the land of music. The river thunders in perpetual roar, swelling in floods of music when the storm gods play upon the rocks, and fading away in soft and low murmurs when the infinite blue of heaven is unveiled. With the melody of the great tide rising and falling, swelling and vanishing forever, other melodies are heard in the gorges of the lateral canyons, while the waters plunge in the rapids among the rocks or leap in the great cataracts. Thus the Grand Canyon is the land of song. Mountains of music swell in the rivers, hills of music billow in the creeks, and meadows of music murmur in the rills that ripple over the rocks. Altogether it is a symphony of multitudinous melodies. All this is the music of waters. The adamant foundations of the earth have been wrought into a sublime harp, upon which the clouds of the heavens play with mighty tempests or with gentle showers. The glories and the beauties of form, color, and sound unite in the Grand Canyon. Forms unrivaled even by the mountains, colors that vie with sunsets, and sounds that span the diapason from tempest to tinkling raindrop, from cataract to bubbling fountain. But more, it is a vast district of country. Were it a valley plain, it would make a state. It can be seen only in parts from hour to hour, from day to day, from week to week, and month to month. A year scarcely suffices to see it all. It has infinite variety and no part is ever duplicated. Its colors, though many and complex, at any instant change with the ascending and declining sun. Lights and shadows appear and vanish with the passing clouds, and the changing seasons mark their passages in changing colors. You cannot see the Grand Canyon in one view as if it were a changeless spectacle from which a curtain might be lifted. But to see it, you have to toil from month to month through its labyrinths. It is a region more difficult to traverse than the Alps or the Himalayas. But if strength and courage are sufficient for the task, by a year's toil, a concept of sublimity to be attained, never again to be equaled, on the hither side of paradise.
Yeah.